Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you a few methods on how I am trying to improve my Chinese, and along with that, I'll also be doing a get ready with me. So without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Okay, so I'm starting off with a clean face, and I'm first gonna start off with my skincare before I start applying my makeup. I'm gonna put up my bangs like this, and then I like to also push back the rest of my hair to expose my big forehead like this. Ding ding! Okay, so I actually have some notes written here, so if I'm referring to something, then this is it. So the first thing I'm going to use today is a concealer. Today I'm going to skip foundation and just use concealer. Firstly, I thought I would start off with some background information about my Chinese foundation and things like that. So Chinese is actually my second language, and I think in school my Chinese was probably above average. So if you're not familiar with how the Singapore system works, basically if you take higher Chinese in secondary school and if you pass O-level higher Chinese, then you don't have to take Chinese in junior college. That's actually what I did, so I didn't take Chinese in JC. That also caused my proficiency in Chinese to get worse because I used it less. So I've been actively trying to improve my Chinese actually. So yeah, here are just some of the methods that I am using at the moment. I don't usually wear this much concealer if I'm applying foundation, but since I'm skipping foundation, I'm just applying it on more areas. So just a quick disclaimer, these methods are just what I am personally doing, and they're definitely not going to work for everyone, so you can just kind of see if any of them give you some inspiration, and then you can try and tweak it according to your own liking. Okay, I look super weird talking to you guys like this, so I'm just going to blend this out first. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the most time-consuming method. So back when I was in school, I actually didn't have the time to do this. It depends on how much time you have and how much time you're willing to put into this. Okay, but anyways, so this most time-consuming method is actually to watch Chinese dramas, Chinese movies. So if you're currently in school and you know you get very addicted to dramas, then obviously don't use this method. But now that I am having my post-A-level holidays, I actually have much more time on hand. So this is something I've been doing. I've been watching some Chinese dramas. Yeah, and I believe that it is helping me improve my Chinese. And I also feel like this method works especially well if you are trying to build interest in the language. Because first of all, there are two groups of people who are trying to improve their Chinese. Okay, probably more than two groups, but I'm just gonna simplify it to two groups. So one is you personally want to improve your Chinese and it is your own goal. So you're probably more willing to improve your Chinese. But the second group of people who need to improve their Chinese could be wanting to do it because they need to pull up their Chinese grades, for example. So if you belong to the second group, then this method works especially well because watching dramas is very chill and enjoyable. So yeah, I feel like it's something very easy for you to do, and also it can help you build interest because your interest in the movie or the drama is a way for you to become interested in the language itself as well. So with that said, I can actually share with you some of the Chinese dramas that I've been watching. Let me see. Called 惹上冷殿下. And what else did I watch? I watched 致我们暖暖的小时光. So even if you are really not interested in Chinese dramas or movies, if you prefer watching, for example, Korean dramas, you can actually watch Korean dramas while reading Chinese subtitles. So I know most people probably watch it with English subtitles, but yeah, you can try watching it in Chinese subs. Actually, growing up, when I watched Korean dramas, I usually watch them with Chinese subs, just cause from young, my mom kind of watches them with Chinese subs, and I also kind of believe that the translation is more accurate. Okay, now that my brows are on, I look so much more awake. Okay, with that, I'm going to move on to my next method, which is to read Chinese books. But obviously, if you already don't like reading English books, for example, then obviously don't go and read Chinese books, especially if you already don't have the interest. But if you like reading, then why not try reading Chinese books? For me, I would say that when I was young, I liked reading. Well, ever since I started JC, I just didn't really have the time to read, or I didn't make time to read, I would say, other than my geography readings that I had to read. I didn't really read anything else. But recently I started reading again, and I'm trying to read a Chinese book. So yeah, I feel like that helps. And also along the way, if you see words you don't know how to read or don't understand, don't hesitate to check the dictionary. Of course, you can try and guess the meaning first, because sometimes you can kind of guess the meaning. But after that, usually what I do is I will check the dictionary and just make sure I am predicting these meanings right. Okay, now I'm going to move on to the more day-to-day methods that you can try. So these are those that you can kind of do every day, not as time-consuming, I would say. So if you like to watch YouTube, then you can try subscribing to some Chinese-speaking YouTubers. I say that this is less time-consuming because I mean, the videos on YouTube are generally shorter, unless you binge watch, but that's a different story. So actually, I have tried searching for Chinese-speaking YouTubers before, so I will just name some of my favorites. But again, I usually watch beauty/lifestyle videos. So if that's not the genre you watch, then you can try searching for your own. But I like to watch the Kelly Young. Yeah, I like watching her vlogs. Yeah, because in general, to improve a certain language, you have to have greater exposure to the language. 多用多讲, right? So in your daily routine, whatever you do, if there is a Chinese variant of that, then you can try doing that. So for example, let's say I previously watched many English-speaking YouTubers, then I can try and find more Chinese-speaking ones. Okay, so another one of my favorites is to listen to Chinese songs. So if you didn't know, I actually love Mandopop. Yeah, this is also a very great way to build interest if you don't really have the interest to improve Chinese. I can recommend to you a few songs. Yeah, you can check them out. Sometimes I don't recognize certain words in the lyrics, then I'll look them up and learn new Chinese phrases. And actually, I would say that sometimes you don't have to intentionally look up phrases or intentionally check the dictionary. Sometimes with greater exposure, your Chinese will just naturally improve. I guess that's how languages work. For example, I do speak Hokkien. Not say I'm not fantastic, but I'm not bad, I would say. And I mean, I never check like what Hokkien dictionary, right? I don't think anyone that learns dialects do that lah. Yeah, so it's just 多听多用多讲 literally, and then gradually you improve. So if you really cannot be bothered to check dictionary, then just try and listen more, speak more. Even if you're not very confident, just try and speak more. You can speak to your if your grandparents speak Chinese, you can try speaking to your grandparents in Chinese. I know sometimes the Chinese you speak to your family members, it's probably not 100% accurate, but I think it's better than nothing. So yeah, definitely give that a try. So another one is to 听广播. So if you, for example, on the way to school, you can try and tune into some Chinese speaking ones. Yeah, it's a good way to increase your exposure to the language as well. Or if you like to listen to podcasts, and try listening to some Chinese podcasts. Next, you can read the Chinese news. So I follow 早报 on Instagram. Sometimes it forces you to read those Chinese captions, you know, so it's increasing your exposure to Chinese as well. So after watching those Chinese dramas, or you know, finding some Chinese singers that you like, then don't hesitate to follow them on social media, because their captions are probably going to be in Chinese, so that also increases your exposure to Chinese. And again, I would say that that is a great way to build your interest in the language as well. I just realized I didn't powder my face today. This is my first time forgetting to powder my face when I do my makeup. Lesson learned, I can't multitask. Okay, I just want to put on my bangs real quick. I'm actually gonna skip my eye makeup today because I don't really feel like putting eye makeup. Okay, and I'm gonna move on to my last few methods. Okay, so this one is to change your phone settings to Chinese. Honestly, I've done this before, but I've never really lasted, just saying. So yeah, you can try, but honestly it didn't really work that well for me anyways, because I feel like because I use my phone so much, my fingers kind of have like muscle memory. So for example, on WhatsApp, when I'm trying to send a picture to my friend, I just automatically click the plus and then I click choose from library. So yeah, even when I change my phone language to Chinese, I still automatically click that plus and I just click that spot without even reading the Chinese words, if you know what I mean. Okay, and this last one, if you happen to write diaries, I do write diaries sometimes, you can try writing in Chinese. Yeah, I've done this before. I think it's pretty cool, so you can try if you like. So those were all the methods on how I am trying to improve my Chinese. I just want to say that, oh my god, I almost dropped something. I just want to say that don't give up if you are trying to improve a language and you feel like there's no progress, because I know that things like languages do take time, so don't expect yourself to improve so fast. I feel like as long as you are putting in effort, and yeah, as long as you are taking active small steps to improve your Chinese, then that's good enough, and you'll definitely see progress with time. And I also want to say that if you want your efforts to sustain, then you should choose a method that you like. So don't force anything onto yourself. Of course, I'm not trying to say that you should only do things that you like, but I'm just saying that for the whole process to be more fun and more sustainable for yourself, you should just try and find something that you think you can stick with. So like if you like watching YouTube, then choose to watch a Chinese speaking YouTuber, for example. Don't force yourself to read Chinese books if you don't even like reading English books. But of course, if you want to do that, then sure. Okay, so maybe I shall just give a very quick summary on all my methods. So watch Chinese dramas or movies, read Chinese books, listen to Chinese music, watch more Chinese speaking YouTubers, speak more Chinese in general, 听广播, read Chinese news, follow Chinese speaking artists, celebrities on social media, 写日记. So yeah, these are my tips. And last but not least, remember to be patient with yourself, don't give up, and you can definitely do it. Remember to 多用多讲, and if you cannot find a pal to speak Chinese to, you can comment down below in Chinese and I'll try my best to reply. So thank you guys so much for watching my video today, and if you enjoyed it or if it has helped you in any way, then don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. If you are trying to improve your Chinese, I wish you all the best in your journey, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!